He could tell you to go to hell in such a way that you'd look forward to the trip.
He liked to win, take risks, and he could convince you of anything.
A lot of times, people give up just when they're on the verge of succeeding. You know, I just never quit.
And so starting with just 3 bison, Ted began quietly pursuing that childhood dream.
Watch out, you're about to step in the poop.
But back to my original question. How do these bison help save the planet?
When you were thinking about saving the bison, was the larger picture that this could help save the planet?
Save everything. Well, it's all tied together. You have to save the environment if you're going to save the species.
Save everything.
It's on my bumper sticker.
It's an audacious task. How do you approach that?
I had to make a lot of money first.
That was your mindset even back then? I'm going to earn this to immediately give it away and help save the planet?
I thought it was the right thing to do. I've always wanted to do what the right thing was.
Ted said, "Captain, I came down here to be inspired and this is all bumming me out.
And being myself very ecologically minded.
What do you want me to do?" And he said, "You need to use your reach through CNN to affect people's lives and to educate them."
Take a longer view of things than we've been doing lately. I mean, most people are living today like that there's no tomorrow and not thinking about future generation.
I'm Al Gore, and I've known Ted Turner for 45 years. He certainly does have an ability to see beyond the horizon. He shares the passion that I feel for solving the climate crisis. He also has used his resources and passions to conserve land and to save the bison. All of those concerns are connected to the climate crisis.
I'll be remembered for what I'm remembered for. If we don't straighten up the environment, nobody's going to be remembering anything.
Make the money to buy the land, to save the bison, and restore the earth as it was, as it should be.
Dad doesn't do anything small, or he doesn't do anything frivolous. You know, everything he does is for kind of a purpose.
We all need somebody to look up to and somebody to follow and be inspired by, and he's definitely that person.
Is capitalism a fundamental barrier to being able to get some of these things done?
No. Capitalism depends on how you use it. Do the right thing. Figure out what it is and then do it. And it doesn't mean that you can't profit from it yourself. You can. And I'm living proof that you can do it.
Ted had more money than he could have imagined, and his childhood plan could now really go into effect on a big scale, all based on the idea that capitalism and conservation need not be mutually exclusive. On September 18th, 1997, Ted Turner stunned the world with this announcement.
I decided, though, what would be really exciting to do is I'm going to donate $1 billion to the UN causes myself.
Nobody saw the $1 billion donation coming.
A lot of people would say that's the government's job. I'm letting them handle it.
I agree, but if the government doesn't do it, then somebody's got to do it.
That was you.
That was me.
Knowing you, there'll be a way you'll make money.
Well, I've always felt like you have to learn to give. It's like
not easy.
You're not born as a giver. You're born pretty selfish.
But it's
know?
difficult to give.
So, I know people love money. You know, it doesn't matter how much you got. You want more.
My name is Bill Gates. I've known Ted Turner for about 40 years. I think I got called like the day before, and there was even a period of time after the announcement where he was kind of criticizing even Warren and I by name.
Bill Gates could give a 10 times more.
Are you calling on him to give more?
He's got a whole lot of money. I mean, he could buy and sell both of us, you know, and they keep the change.
So there was some good-natured criticism there, which, you know, it's ironic because later, you know, we come together, have this initiative that's encouraged philanthropy by people who are very, very successful.
I think it was a turning point in leaning on and changing the face of American philanthropy.
And if you said, okay, if Ted didn't give to the United Nations, who would have done that? The answer is very clearly, no one would have done that.
It was his darkest hour, and during that time he did some soul searching, and he decided after a couple of very long nights that he wanted to fight for the future of his grandkids.
Since Ted and I split up, one of the things that's fascinated me so much is watching his survival mechanisms. He realized that Turner Broadcasting and CNN could be taken away from him, which it was, and that he had to have something after that. Things that could be continued, that would make him feel good, that were worthwhile.
And so the story of Ted would go back to the beginning, back to the bison, his childhood spirit animal. In 2002, Ted opened the first Ted's Montana Grill. Serving up the very animal Ted had committed his life to saving. If that doesn't make sense, remember, Ted has a knack for seeing around corners.
He knew that he wanted to bring back the bison, and unlike some, he knew bison had to have an economic place in our system.
Ted sees the big picture. He translates that bison into a burger and a job.
Eat the bison in order to save them. In America, at least, the appetite for bison doesn't seem to be sated, with sales of bison meat topping $350 million a year. Ted's restaurant chain is credited in part with creating that demand. More demand means more bison raised in their native North America. Better for the grasslands, better for the environment.
There's the bumper sticker. You were in line. There it is.
Yeah, I told you.
Save everything. He wasn't kidding.
You know, he originally had a bumper sticker that said, "Save the whales." And then he evolved, had a bumper sticker that said, "Save the humans." And now his bumper sticker says, "Save everything." I mean, he's right.
The environment is in his soul. It's in each of our souls. We're too busy and too self-centered to see it sometimes. But he sees it, and he feels it.
Has Ted Turner done enough? He will say no. I think the rest of us would say you've done plenty.
The number of people that he has inspired in his life will be a fundamental part of his legacy.
It's hard not to be proud of being the son of Ted Turner. He's given so much to every one of us.
I think the single most important lesson that I've learned from my grandfather is courageous perseverance. That's what this Planeteer had with the real Captain Planet.
He's a guy who doesn't wear a cape to save the planet, but he does talk about it every day. And you can't walk down a street with Ted without him stopping to pick up a piece of trash. And his point is, without ever having to say it, everybody should be doing something every day.
I think of you as Captain Planet. I think Captain Planet's always been inside of you. Did you ever have periods where you got discouraged?
No, I don't get discouraged.
You think we're going to rally on this one, Ted, around climate change? Are we going to rally as a world?
I think so. We need to shape up, start doing the right thing instead of the wrong thing.
He inspires all of us to want to get up and rally.
If not us, who? If not now, when? The clock is not Mother Earth's friend.
Do you feel like sometimes you're going it alone?
No, I feel like there's a whole army with me.
It's an army that has followed Ted and would never leave him. An army memorialized in one of Ted's favorite poems.
Then stepped forward Horatius, the captain of the gate. He said, "To every man of woman born, death cometh soon or late. And how can man die better than facing fearful odds for the ashes of his fathers and the temples of his gods? Hew down the bridge, Sir Counsel, with all the speed ye may. I, with but two beside me, will hold the foe in play. On yon narrow span 1,000 might well be stopped by 3. Now who will stand on either hand and guard the bridge with me?"